Hi all, welcome to another video of Berg Performance and welcome to another Stage 3 setup for the M3 G81. Everyone with a touring wants the Stage 3 turbos, 860 horsepower, 1000 Newton meters of torque. This is of course dependent on the type of fuel that we're using. We made 4 maps on this vehicle. The first map is 95 RON, or like a safe map. The second one is a 98 RON map, which produced around 760 horsepower and 940 Newton meters. The third map is a 102 fuel RON, which is producing around 810 horsepower, a 20 and 950 Newton meters of torque. And then the real fun map, the map 4, is on E30 fuel, so 98 RON plus 30% ethanol, or 102 fuel RON with 20% ethanol, and that one is pushing out 860 horsepower, 1000 Newton meters of torque. 1000, that is a lot. These numbers, they don't say anything. Well, they say of course what it is, but if the car is not performing, then these numbers don't mean anything. That's why we also did some draggy runs with this car. I can be very short. 2.44 seconds, 0 to 100. 4.89 seconds, 100 to 200. The quarter mile, 9.84 seconds.
100, 200, quarter mile, 100, 200.
In a M3 G81 X-Drive Touring. That is absolutely insane. That is really ridiculously fast. And I think on the world list, you know, this car is still running on the original high pressure fuel pumps. That is the limiting factor. We can get even more horsepower out of this car if we are upgrading or the fuel pumps or installing port injection. But to be honest and to be fair, the customer wish only was a 98 RON map. The other maps we did for fun, to see what this car is capable of doing with the specific turbochargers that we've used in this car. Well, we did not use them. These are the AutoTopNL turbochargers. The AutoTopNL turbochargers I already explained in a video before. You can watch that video in the link above. So a little history about those turbochargers. Those were made for the P58 engine car. That's a racing league of BMW, but they are not being used in that league. Long story short, AutoTopNL has them available and the turbos are performing really great. We are the party, we are the tuner that they chose to really calibrate these vehicles to absolute perfection and to get these kind of numbers. I mean, I think like 10 minutes ago we did the draggy runs. So I am still really amazed by the times that we had, and they were very consistent. So also the 0 to 100 is also dependent of course on the tires that you're using, on the warmth of the tires, the temperatures, the road surface, the road conditions, like everything. And I started off with a 2.5 something. These are the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S Star Mark tires, so not even the Conti Sport 7s, which are very good with drag racing of course. But if you launch it properly, it will absolutely destroy anything. 2.44, what the hell is that in a touring? That's crazy fast. And so I did that like 10 minutes ago, and then I continued on to the quarter mile to see what it would do. I was expecting around 9.95 or something like that, and it did a freaking 9.8 something, and that is really fast. I am really proud of myself, to be honest. just for the information again, so we calibrate these cars. I don't know what this guy is doing. He's standing in the middle of the road. Never mind. I will leave the full review up to AutoTopNL themselves, because they're also going to review this car and also going to run it on the Autobahn to see what kind of numbers they can achieve with their 100 to 200 times. But it is absolutely incredible. The exhaust setup, this car is still on catted downpipes, so sport cats. It's not even catless right now, so there still is some little margin in that. I think it has a single mid-pipe, I'm not sure, and it has a Krapovic back box, or it has like the whole Krapovic mid-pipe and back box. I really don't know what it exactly is. But other than that, just pump fuel with a little bit of ethanol on the stock fuel pumps, and they are not crashing. But it is really the absolute limit of the high pressure fuel pumps, I have to say. The safe map is the 102 run map, like completely safe in the sense of that you don't push the car to 1000 Newton meters with stock internals, of course. And I think on the 102 fuel it was doing 5.25 or something like that. In a touring, that is a very good result. In a sedan, it will be a sub 5 second car as well. I know that because I've tested it. But other than that, I am really amazed. Thank you to AutoTopNL themselves. Thank you to the owner. Thank you to Emilio, of course. If you would like to see these kind of results more, so for me, the most important part is to have perfect calibrations for all the cars and perfect drivability. I mean, I'm also driving this car very, very comfortable right now. Like, it just feels as stock, but with a lot more power. And the second thing that I do, if that part is good and the car is performing well on our dyno, which is very consistent right now because we're using the same dyno with the same type of cars every time over and over again, so we can be very consistent and trustworthy with the numbers that we produce. But also in the end, I'm going to test them on dragy and to see where I am on the world list of builds, and you can also see on the dragy list what kind of modifications people have been made to their cars. But if you want to follow that, keep following this, then please subscribe to our channel, like this video, put a comment below if you have any questions, of course. But I think this is like absolutely crazy. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.